This is the third quarter meeting of 2012, meeting of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation Tribal Legislature. And we have all 16 in attendance. We have one who attended the earlier meeting who is excused, so we have 15 in attendance, one by phone because of a technical issue. But we have 15 in attendance. If we could begin with a word of prayer. Nui Mat Mo, I'm going to pray. Mama Goznan Kawab Meshnak Jayak. Grandfather God, watch over everyone. Shuan Mishnak, Mine Dokam Nishnak. Have pity on us, think peacefully of us. Migwechi Minguyak, Ode Nobi Madzuin. Thank you for giving us this good life. Iminguyak, Wakawin, Mine Mino Wide. We are asking for wisdom and a good heart. Migwech Jakshigego Gagashtoyen. Thank you for everything you have created. Migwechi Gemingumin, Gugwis Jesus. Heal. Thank you for giving us your son Jesus. Amen. First item on the agenda is the minutes of the, roll call, please, if you would, Secretary Treasurer Trousdale.
Chairman Barrett.
Koenige. Shoda.
Vice Chairman Capps.
Shoda.
Secretary Treasurer Trousdale. Shoda. Representative Slavin.
Shoda.
Representative Eva Marie Carney.
Shoda.
Representative Whistler.
There we go.
Representative Whistler.
Shoda.
Thank you. Representative
Shoda.
Representative Adame.
Shoda.
Representative Lambert.
Shoda.
Representative Payne.
Shoda.
Representative Johnson.
Shoda.
Representative Wesselhoff.
Shoda.
Representative Kraft. Representative Spindletoffer.
Shoda.
Representative Bowden. Representative Barrett. 15 present, 1 absent.
15 present, 1 absent. Next is the minutes of the previous meeting of July 2nd, 2012. If you could read those, Secretary Treasurer Trousdale.
Present were Chairman Barrett, Vice Chairman Capps, Secretary Treasurer Trousdale, Representatives Adame, Barrett, Bowden, Dave Carney, Eva Marie Carney, Johnson, Kraft, Lambert, Payne, Schmidlkoffer, Slavin, Wesselhoff. Absent was Representative Whistler. Attendees Caitlin Whitaker, Allie Beal, David McCown, Corey Whistler, Elizabeth Cliff, Brittany Tipton, Lexi Bruce, Lexi Freeman, Ellen Hokedley, Jade O'Connor, and Jamie Mocha. Chairman Barrett called the meeting to order at 9:20 a.m., followed by the invocation. First item of business, minutes from the previous quarterly legislative meeting held on May 31st, 2012. Motion to approve minutes as amended was made by Lisa Kraft, seconded by David Barrett. 15 in favor, 1 absent. Recess at 9:45 for the Appropriations Committee. Reconvene at 10:10 a.m. Second item of business, Resolution 13-01-HHS. A resolution approving the submission of the fiscal year 2012 Community Service Block Grant, CSGB, application to Administration for Children and Families. Motion to approve Resolution 13-01-HHS made by Dave Carney, seconded by Eva Marie Carney. 15 in favor, 1 absent. Third item of business, Resolution 13-02-HHS. A resolution approving the submission of the fiscal year 2012 Lower Income Home and Energy Assistance Program, LIHEAP, grant application to the Administration for Children and Families. Motion to approve Resolution 13-02-HHS made by Randy Payne, seconded by Bobby Bowden. 15 in favor, 1 absent. Fourth item of business, Resolution 13-03-HHS. A resolution supporting and approving a funding request for the Citizen Potawatomi Nation Sanitation Facilities Construction Program, Public Law 86-121, where scattered existing homes offered to the United States Indian Health Service, with funding originating with the Environmental Protection Agency and administered by the Indian Health Service Project OK12-S96. Motion to approve Resolution 13-03-HHS was made by David Barrett, seconded by Mark Johnson. 15 in favor, 1 absent. Fifth item of business, Resolution 13-04-HHS. A resolution supporting an increase in funding for the Citizen Potawatomi Nation's Sanitation Facilities Construction Program, Public Law 86-121, for scattered existing homes offered to the United States Indian Health Service Project OK 12-S97. Motion to approve Resolution 13-04-HHS was made by Teresa Adame, seconded by Bobby Bowden, 15 in favor, 1 absent. Sixth item of business, Resolution 13-05-NR, resolution approving a fee to trust acquisition application to the Bureau of Indian Affairs, a request for trust acquisition of the non-gaming on-reservation Skaggs property. Motion to approve Resolution 13-05-NR was made by Paul Wesselhoff and seconded by David Barrett. Motion passed, 15 in favor, 1 absent. Seventh item of business, Resolution 13-06-LCOE, resolution for the conditional relinquishment of Leela Ray Herod. Motion to approve Resolution 13-06-LCOE was made by Gene Lambert, seconded by Mark Johnson, 15 in favor, 1 absent. Eighth item of business, Resolution 13-07-LCOE, resolution enrolling 50 applicants into the membership of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation. Motion to approve Resolution 13-07-LCOE was made by Eva Marie Carney, seconded by Lisa Kraft, 15 in favor, 1 absent. Ninth item of business, Resolution 13-08-NR, a resolution authorizing the submission of an Indian Reservation Roads Program Agreement to the United States Department of Transportation, Federal Highway Administration, to enhance the ability of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation to effectively plan and deliver Department of Transportation funded services. Motion to approve Resolution 13-08-NR is made by Randy Payne, seconded by Dave Carney, 15 in favor, 1 absent. Tenth item of business, Resolution 13-09-TCNA, a resolution approving transportation for tribal members to the 19th Annual Potawatomi Traditional Gathering, hosted by the Nottawassippi Huron-Potawatomi in Fulton, Michigan, and monetary support for the host community. Motion to approve Resolution 13-09-TCNA was made by Paul Wesselhoff, seconded by Teresa Adame, 15 in favor, 1 absent. Recessed at 11:05 for an executive session, reconvened at 2:20 p.m. 11th item of business, adjournment. There being no further business before the legislature, motion to adjourn was made by Paul Schmuckhofer, seconded by David Barrett. Meeting adjourned 2:25 p.m. 15 in favor, 1 absent.
Are there additions, deletions, corrections, or discussion? Chair would entertain a motion to approve the minutes as read. Motion made by Representative Randy Payne, seconded, who was the second? Representative Gene Lambert, seconded. Roll call, please.
Chairman Barrett.
Koenig.
Vice Chairman Kemp.
Koenig.
Secretary Treasurer Trousdale. Koenig. Representative Slavin.
Koenig.
Representative Eva Marie Carney. Representative Whistler.
I must abstain because I wasn't there.
Representative Adame.
Koenig.
Representative Lambert.
Koenig.
Representative Payne.
Koenig.
Representative Johnson.
Koenig.
Representative Wesselhoff.
Koenig.
Representative Kraft.
Koenig.
Representative Spittelkopfer. Representative Bowden. Representative Barrett. 14 in favor, 1 absent, 1 abstention.
14 in favor, 1 absent, 1 abstention. They are approved. Next, Resolution 1310-NR, the Natural Resources Committee. Resolution would free the trust acquisition application in the Bureau of Indian Affairs for trust acquisition of the non-gaming property at Benson Hill Park. Did you want to comment on that for your committee, Ms. Capps?
This is just a lot. It is a 2-acre lot that Bob Carlisle has purchased for the Housing Authority. It did have a mobile home on it, and which had a mortgage to our CDC. The people defaulted on that, and Bob actually took the mobile home and gave it to a tribal member, and he is going to provide a couple of nice homes on that 2-acre lot on Benson Park Road.
Further discussion? If you could read the resolution, Secretary Treasurer Trousdale.
Resolution 13-10-NR, a resolution approving a fee to trust acquisition application to the Bureau of Indian Affairs and request for trust acquisition of the non-gaming on reservation Benson Park Hill property. Whereas the Citizen Potawatomi Nation is a federally recognized tribe of American Indians with constitutional authority under the Act of June 18, 1934 and Oklahoma Indian Welfare Act of June 26, 1936. And whereas the Citizen Potawatomi Nation has sovereign powers that are inherent in tribal tradition, derived from a history of organized self-government since time immemorial, and recognized by treaties with the United States and in the Constitution of the United States. And whereas Article 4, Section 3 of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation Constitution provides for a separation of powers of tribal government by the reservation and delegation of specific powers to other entities of the tribal government, and, except for these specific limitations, all other general powers of government are embodied in the legislature's authority to enact legislation, transact business, and otherwise speak and act on behalf of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation in all matters on which the nation is empowered to act now or in the future. And whereas the Citizen Potawatomi Nation is making application to the Southern Plains Regional Office of the Bureau of Indian Affairs to request transfer of fee simple title to the United States of America in trust for the Citizen Potawatomi Nation. And whereas the legislature believes that increasing the tribal land base furthers the pursuit of tribal self-determination and allows future generations of tribal leaders to have the flexibility to use the land for the health, welfare, and sovereignty of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation. And whereas Section 5 of the Indian Reorganization Act of June 18, 1934 provides authority for fee to trust acquisition, and whereas the property is on reservation or within former reservation boundaries of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation, legally described in Attachment A, and listed in the Potawatomi County Treasurer's records as parcel ID number 00005-009-004-0-010-00, Benson Park Hill Tract. And whereas the property was purchased with tribal funds for non-gaming use, and whereas the Citizen Potawatomi Nation owns the surface rights to the property in fee simple, and the land is currently not under lease, and whereas the current and proposed land use is residential, and whereas there are improvements with ingress and egress for adequate traffic services, this proposed land use is residential and is necessary to facilitate tribal self-determination and residential services. Now therefore be it resolved by the legislature of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation that a resolution supporting the fee to trust acquisition application to the Southern Plains Regional Office of Bureau of Indian Affairs and trust acquisition of the Benson Park Hill property is hereby approved.
Is there any additions, deletions, corrections, or discussion?
Sure.
Representative Barrett?
This land is, I know, used as for residential. Is it classified as ag or commercial or residential? And when we put it in there, do we have to go through?
It's in the county.
So it's ag?
It's in the county, so it's not zoned at all.
Okay. So when we go in and build homes on it, do we have to change it?
We don't have a zoning ordinance in the county.
Chairman, you might tell about this particular piece of property was in the Natural Resources Committee, and it is 15 acres, and it actually allows the nation to build a road from Hardesty to Ohio. And Ohio Street is the street just north of Hardesty Road. It runs right to the north side of the tag agency.
I'm sorry, I'm wrong. It's not in the county. I apologize. You're talking about the Elliott Street property.
We're doing 1311.
I'm wrong. That's not in the county. That's the piece that parallels the railroad tracks that runs from Hardesty Road north. The next thing over is Shawnee Steel, but it would connect Ohio and Hardesty. You know the new road, concrete road we're pouring back here by the ball pipe supply? It would connect.
10, or are we doing 13 or 11?
We haven't voted on 10 yet.
That's,
We're talking about 10.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
we're
what I'm
talking about
Okay,
10?
yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought we were talking about
No, we're
11.
talking about it. The 10 is in the county. 11 is in Shawnee city limits.
I've got you covered. Okay.
Okay, so we are back to any other discussion. Chair would entertain a motion to approve Resolution 1310NR as read. Motion made by Representative Schmidlkoffer. Is there a second? Representative Johnson. Roll call, please.
Chairman Barrett.
Konigay.
Vice Chairman Capps.
Konigay.
Secretary Treasurer Trousdale. Konigay. Representative Slavin.
Okay.
Representative Eva Marie Carney. Representative Whistler.
Konigay.
Representative Adame.
Konigay.
Representative Lambert.
Konigay.
Representative Payne.
Konigay.
Representative Johnson.
Konigay.
Representative Wesselhoff.
Konigay.
Representative Kraft. Representative Schmidlkoffer. Representative Bowden. Representative Barrett. 15 in favor, 1 absent.
15 in favor, 1 absent. It is approved. Next is Resolution 1311NR, Fee Trust Acquisition Resolution for the E. Elliott property. This is the property that runs north-south from Hardesty Road, paralleling the west fence of the Shawnee Steel property, back to Ohio Street. We are currently pouring an extension of Ohio Street to connect it to the entrance road to the complex, the administrative complex, on a yet unnamed street. So this property, in addition to extending the existing land that is in trust over to the railroad's boundaries, railroad property boundaries, gives us a connector to the Ohio Street connection that is going to extend over to the road to the sewer treatment plant. So if you could read that into the record, please, Secretary Treasurer Trousdale.
Resolution 13-11-NR, a resolution approving a fee to trust acquisition application to the Bureau of Indian Affairs and request for trust acquisition of the non-gaming on-reservation E. Elliott property. The first 6 whereas, as read in the previous resolution, are the same as read in this resolution. 7th whereas, the property is on reservation or within the former reservation boundaries of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation, legally described in Attachment A, and listed in the Potawatomi County Treasurer's records as parcel ID number 0000-010-004-0-035-00, and parcel ID number 0000-30-10-004-009-00 E. Elliott Tract. And whereas the property was purchased with tribal funds for non-gaming use, and whereas the Citizen Potawatomi Nation owns the surface rights to the property in fee simple, and the land is currently not under lease, and whereas the current and proposed land use is agricultural, and whereas there are improvements with adequate ingress and egress for traffic services, the proposed land use is agricultural and is necessary to facilitate tribal self-determination and agriculture. Whereas the Citizen Potawatomi Nation agrees to indemnify and hold harmless the United States and its agents and employees against any lawsuits, loss, expense, and claim potentially filed against the tribe for any damages relating to asbestos and lead-based paint, if any, associated with the improvements located on the property described in Attachment A, and now therefore be it resolved by the legislature of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation that a resolution supporting the fee to trust acquisition to the Southern Plains Regional Office of the Bureau of Indian Affairs and trust acquisition of the E. Elliott property is hereby approved.
Are there any additions, deletions, corrections, or discussion? Chair would entertain a motion to approve the resolution as read. Motion made by Representative Kraft, seconded by Representative Adame. Roll call, please.
Chairman Barrett.
Konigay.
Vice Chairman Capps.
Konigay.
Secretary Treasurer Trousdale. Konigay. Representative Slavin.
Konigay.
Representative Eva Marie Carney. Representative Whistler.
Konigay. Konigay.
Representative Adame.
Konigay.
Representative Lambert.
Konigay.
Representative Payne.
Koenig.
Representative Johnson.
Koenig.
Representative Wesselhoff.
Koenig.
Representative Kraft. Representative Spittelkofer.
Koenig.
Representative Bowden. Representative Barrett. 15 in favor, 1 absent.
15 in favor, 1 absent. It is approved. Next, Resolution 1312 NR. That is a Feed of Trust application for the J. Elliott property, and that is adjacent to the property we just approved. If you could read that into the record, please, Secretary Treasurer Trousdale.
The first, Resolution 13-12-NR, a resolution approving a fee to trust acquisition application to the Bureau of Indian Affairs and request for trust acquisition of the non-gaming on-reservation J. Elliott property. The first 6 whereas are the same as read in the previous resolution. The 7th whereas, the property is on reservation or within the former reservation boundaries of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation, legally described in Attachment A, and listed in the Potawatomi County Treasurer's records as parcel ID number 0405-000-004-007-000-000, J. Elliott Tract. And whereas the property was purchased with tribal funds for non-gaming use, and whereas the Citizen Potawatomi Nation owns the surface rights to the property in fee simple and the land is currently not under lease, and whereas the current and proposed land use is residential, and whereas there are no improvements and the property has ingress and egress for adequate traffic services, the proposed land use is residential and is necessary to facilitate tribal self-determination and residential services. Now therefore be it resolved by the legislature of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation that a resolution supporting the fee to trust acquisition application to the Southern Plains Regional Office of the Bureau of Indian Affairs and trust acquisition of the J. Elliott property is hereby approved.
Are there any additions, deletions, or discussion? Chair would entertain a motion to approve the resolution as read.
So moved.
Motion made by Representative Barrett, seconded by Representative Bowden. Roll call, please.
Chairman Barrett.
Koenig.
Vice Chairman Capps.
Koenig.
Secretary Treasurer Trousdale. Koenig. Representative Slavin.
Koenig.
Representative Eva Marie Carney. Representative Whistler.
Koenig.
Representative Adame.
Koenig.
Representative Lambert.
Koenig.
Representative Payne.
Koenig.
Representative Johnson.
Koenig.
Representative Wesselhoff.
Koenig.
Representative Kraft. Representative Spittelkofer.
Koenig.
Representative Bowden. Representative Barrett.
Koenig.
15 in favor, 1 absent.
15 in favor, 1 absent. It is approved. Next, Resolution 1313 NR, approving the appointment in terms of office for members to the Citizen Potawatomi Nation Floodplain Management Board. This is a mandatory board under our Federal Emergency Management operation under FEMA.
Will read differently than what they have with 7 members instead of 6. On the resolution, it shows 6 members and it will go over 7.
There has been an amendment to the second page of the copies that all of you received. The second page will, once we read it into the record, will have 7 members. What's this? Does everyone's copy show 7 members? No. The last one will be number 7 is Curtis Silas. He's the head of our environmental health operation, Citizen Potawatomi tribal member. He is number 7 on the new copy of the resolution. Everything else is the same.
Chairman, I have a question there. Looks like the terms are 6 years. His is a 5-year. Is that correct?
Yes.
So it doesn't some has 5, some has 6.
Right, these are intended to be staggered in the future.
Thank you,
Any other questions? Representative Whistler?
Yes, Chairman. My copy has Curtis Silas as number 2. If they'll simply just read all 7, that'll clarify it for us.
Okay. When
When the
we read it,
resolution's read.
yeah, when we read it in.
Yes. Yeah, right.
If you could read the resolution, Secretary Treasurer Trousdale.
Resolution 13-13-NR, a resolution approving the appointment and terms of office for members to the Citizen Potawatomi Nation Floodplain Management Board. First 3 whereas are the same as read in a previous resolution. The fourth whereas, Resolution 01-40, adopted on October 25th, 2000, established the Citizen Potawatomi Nation Floodplain Board, appointed members, and designated duties. And whereas Resolution 01-40 further states that members of the Floodplain Management Board shall serve without compensation, and members of the Floodplain Management Board may be removed for cause only after a public hearing for that purpose. And whereas Resolution 07-93, adopted on February 12, 2007, increased the number of Floodplain Management Board members to 6, and whereas John A. Barrett and Art Muller are serving terms that expire on October 1st, 2012, and Sean Howard, Bill Smith, Rhonda Butcher, and Melanie Morgan are serving terms that expire on October 1st, 2013, and whereas the terms of office should be staggered in order to more effectively monitor the floodplain and maintain institutional memory for the Floodplain Management Board. Now therefore be it resolved by the legislature of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation that a resolution appointing the following individuals as Floodplain Management Board members and establishing terms of office is hereby approved. Number 1, John A. Barrett, expires 10/1/12, reappointed with 10/1/18 term expiration. Number 2, Art Muller, expires 10/1/12, reappointed with 10/1/18 term expiration. Number 3, Sean Howard, term expires 10/1/13. Number 4, Bill Smith, term expires 10/1/13. Number 5, Rhonda Butcher, term expires 10/1/14. Number 6, Thomas Miller, appointed to replace Melanie Morgan, term expires 10/1/14. Number 7, Curtis Silas, appointed with 10/1/17 term expiration.
I'm getting an email ding from someone's phone if they could turn it down. It's broadcasting it, I think.
I'm saving the legislator to my computer. I couldn't figure out where the back was coming from.
Are there any additions, deletions, corrections, or discussion? Chair would entertain a motion to approve the motion made by Representative Wesselhoff, seconded by Representative Eva Marie Carney. Roll call, please. Secretary Treasurer Trousdale.
Chairman Barrett.
Koenig.
Vice Chairman Katz.
Conagay.
Secretary Treasurer Trousdale. Koenig. Representative Slavin. Representative Eva Marie Carney. Representative Whistler.
Conagay.
Representative Adame.
Koenig?
Representative Lambert.
Conagay.
Representative Payne.
Conagay.
Representative Johnson.
Koenig.
Representative Wesselhoff. Representative Kraft. Representative Smiddlecoffer. Representative Bowden. Representative Barrett. 15 in favor, 1 absent.
15 in favor, 1 absent. It is approved. Next is Resolution 1314, NR of the Natural Resources Committee, authorizing submission of the FY 2013 Eagle Aviary Training and Infrastructure Improvement Grant application. If you could read that into the record, please, Secretary Treasurer Trousdale.
Resolution 13-14-NR, a resolution authorizing the submission of the fiscal year 2013 Citizen Potawatomi Nation Eagle Aviary Training and Infrastructure Improvement Tribal Wildlife Grant application to the Department of Interior, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. First three whereas are the same as read in the previous resolution. The fourth whereas, the Department of Interior, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, is soliciting grant application to develop projects to benefit wildlife and wildlife habitat conservation, training, and education, including species that are not hunted or fished. And whereas the Citizen Potawatomi Nation Eagle Aviary is proposing to increase the infrastructure support for the Eagle Aviary to include 2 small isolation side mews, a pond, and multi-purpose shop building, as well as to partner with U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services to develop and implement training tools which will better assist other tribes who have been referred by USFWS to the CPN Eagle Aviary for training purposes. And whereas the estimated cost of the proposed 2-year project is $290,000, of which $200,000 for salary, equipment, construction of aviary multi-purpose building, 2 isolation side mews, and training and travel is the federal share, the tribal match of up to $90,000 includes in-kind salary and fringe match for 2 years. Now therefore be it resolved by the legislature of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation that a resolution authorizing the submission of the FY 2013 Eagle Aviary Infrastructure Improvement Tribal Wildlife Grant application to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is hereby approved. Now therefore be it further resolved that by act of this resolution, and consistent with the separation of powers defined in the Constitution, if awarded, an appropriation of up to $290,000 from the 2013 Eagle Aviary expansion or other applicable accounts for the implementation, negotiation, operation, enforcement, procurement, settlement, or completion of this compact, regulation, or agreement by the tribal chairman or his designate is hereby authorized.
Are there any additions, deletions, corrections, or discussion? Chair will entertain a motion to approve the resolution as read. Motion made by Representative Johnson, seconded by Representative Payne. Roll call, please.
Chairman Barrett.
Konigay.
Vice Chairman Capps.
Konigay.
Secretary Treasurer Trousdale. Konigay. Representative Slavin.
Konigay.
Representative Eve Marie Carney.
Konigay.
Representative Whistler.
Konigay.
Representative Adami.
Konigay.
Representative Lambert.
Konigay.
Representative Payne.
Konigay.
Representative Johnson.
Konigay.
Representative Wesselhoft.
Konigay.
Representative Kraft. Representative Smiddlecoffer.
Konigay.
Representative Bowden.
Konigay.
Representative Barrett.
Konigay.
15 in favor, 1 absent.
15 in favor, 1 absent. It is approved. Next, Resolution 1315, Legislative Committee on Enrollment. If you could read that into the record, please. Secretary Treasurer Trousdale.
Resolution 13-15-LCOE, a resolution of enrollment into the membership of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation. First 3 whereas are the same as read in previous resolution. The fourth whereas, the following people have requested enrollment in the tribe and meet the requirements for membership as set forth in Article 3 of the Constitution of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation. Ethan Seth Walker, Devin Earl Jones, Destiny Leanne Warren, Madison Marie Burris, Sarah Ann Blevins, Lisa Annabelle Blevins, Avery Ann Garrison, Della Marie Fields, Taylor Marie Campbell, Cody Ray Martin, Jeannie Laree Hassman, Mackenzie Tate Clarity, Xavier Thor Peltier, Thomas Michael Coder, Adriana Marie Coder, Andrew Lawrence Coder, Peyton Laney Cummings, Ashley Elizabeth Cummings, Avery Wayne Hempel, Abigail Suzanne Carlson, Blaine Easton Allen Zintak, Samuel Lee Upton, Robert Lynn Byler, Robert Edwin Byler, Jackson Robertson Byler, Taylor Courtney Rose, Laney Jean Ann Baumfalk, Alex Henry Walter Baumfalk, Latasha Joe Thompson, Micah Jeanette Legenhager, Lee William Atkins, Carter Josiah Armbruster, Barbara Faye Mathis, Janet Marie Carmichael, Christopher Austin Carmichael, John Robert Carmichael, Jennifer Marie Carmichael, Dustin Wyatt Thompson, Tristan Kim, Alexa Andrea Kim, Aiden Tyler Kim, Chloe McKenzie Kim, Parker Lee Effinger, Lincoln Skur Hale, Atalia May Behrens, Maria Louise Covington, Miles Finley Covington, David Vincent Desrochers, Avery Brooke Desrochers, Crystal Michelle DeVere, Amanda Francis Moeller, Dana Elizabeth O'Reilly, Garrett Dylan Rogers, Tinley Marie Wynn, Raven Kathleen Denise Anderson, Kaylee Ann Anderson, Cadence Marie Edmonds, Thaddeus Francis Franzak II, Bradley Jordan Haynes, Cassidy Grace Holland, Cassidy Nicole Lujan, Anthony Chase Milo, Gideon Blaze Smalley, Cadence Raina Smith, Jaden Lee Gregg, Tegan Lene Tabor, Ashton Carter Mullins, Samantha Ann Thiel, Catherine Elizabeth Thiel, Evie Mae Puckett, Adeline K. Europe, Brianna Mikhail Alexi, Logan Lynn Rice, Layden Lynn Rice, Pamela Ann Vrooman, Hannah Winston Robinson, Justin Wayne Miller, Langdon Wayne Miller, Macy Ann Miller, Brent William Teague, Madison Carol White, Violet Arabelle Nolan, Skeet McCaslin Lewis, Sadie Lee Lewis, Olivia Sally Jane Moore, Carmen Christine Diano, Ashley Zoe Drilling, Zoe Isabel Thompson, Greta Blue Thompson, Caden Scott Hopkins, Charles Peyton Spears IV, Jordan Matthew Hody, Jordan Matthew Hody, Corey Hyde Wayne Woodrum, Braden Thomas Hart, Stacy Diane Orr, Aaron Mitchell Verts, Caitlin Alois Orr, Kevin Douglas Orr, Vincent Ryan Moses Orr, Phoenix Evelyn Moses Orr, Dane Kelby Moeller, Bryant Thomas Moeller, Abigail Elizabeth Moeller, Alexandra K. Moeller, Avery Madison Slavin, Brady Chapman Slavin, Devin Skyke Uhlenhake, Caleb Nash Smith, Trinity Noel Bibb, Shelby Leanne Bibb, Riley Renee Storm, Tate Ryan Storm, Jessica Elaine Young, Cooper Maitland Young, Taylor Lynn Henry, Joshua David Henry II, Kevin Richard Fletchell, Gloria Jean Schillings, Sasha Marie Andrews, James Joseph Brown, Daryl Dalwayne Goforth, Gomez Emmett S.J., Ryder Griggs Hanson, Anastasia Lola Heck, Peyton Patrick Manning, Mackenzie Page Medeiros, Rachel Lynn Tidwell, Victoria Dawn Upton, Abigail Constant Brooks, Madeline Lynn Brooks, Braxton Levi Fulbright, Max Christopher Kilman, Molly Page Fincher, Hunter Edward Marshall Gardam, Trevor Preston Mall, Dylan Avery Mall, Trinity Page Sharp, Jordan Shea Cox, Broden Wayne Percival, Braylee Lane Percival, Braden Lee Percival, Eva Lynn Pritchett, Kiera Nanette Sutter, Leah Grace Sutter, Corey Lee White, Jacob Allen White, Matthew Dean White, David George White, Rochelle Ray Wiktorski, Karen Sue Torbett, Stephen Paul Torbett, Kyle Frazier Torbett, Lisa Ann Wiktorski, McKenna Elise Vess, Michael Dillon Vess, William Joseph Garcia, Journey Ray Miller, Alexandria Grace Kine, Brighton Elise Kine, Angela Sue Haynes, Brett Lane Linsicum, Dakota Allen Mowdy, Riley Renee Mowdy, Alexis Shea Mowdy, Presley Hope Courtney Taylor, Lauren Mackenzie Taylor, Jacob Andrew Goad, Lauren Ashley Goad, Kinley Bliss Hager, Wesley Cole Rod, Dane Riley Christensen, Roxy Ann Bingman, Melissa Sue Burkert, Brooke Amber Burkert, Brianna Sue Burkert, Gavin Arthur Burkert, Titus Russell Grimes, Kelsey Carney Hassman, Ariana Eve Juarez, Jessica Ann Luther, Cruz Randall Sellers, Colton James Samunik, Nathan Graham Muma, Luke Tyler Anderson, Landon Walker Anderson, Logan Cooper Anderson, Brian Anderson Tubbs, Jackson Jeffrey Koch, Maggie Rose Koch, Easton Randall Rush, Parker Lynn Rush, Lisa Ann McKelvey, David Kyle McKelvey, Jocelyn Nicole McMurray, Laura Ann Marie Austin, Tyler Daniel Whitley, Christian Michael Walls, Jeremiah Lee Walls, Casey Donovan Skaggs, Calvin Marquise Alderman, Brooklyn Nicole Swait, James Hillary Coate Jr., Andrew Porter Barnes, Mackenzie Lynn Schultz, Brooke Kennedy Schultz, Amy Joanna Rorick, Kyle John Rorick, Jessica Renee Frusetta, Walter Andrew Newman, Amanda Michelle Peterson, Micah J. Peterson, Mackenzie Lynn Gorley, Dustin Thomas Barnett Hobson, Hayes Arden Hyatt, Rocky Donald Lyons Jr., David Anthony Lyons, Roger Dale Mutau, Rebecca Elizabeth Peltier, Eliana Cheyenne Peltier, Andrew Jacob Rinke, Joshua D. Young, Kristen Elaine Young, Mark Anthony T., Jubal Allen Calkins, Charles Everett Calkins, Micah Nathan Calkins, Jackson Lee Calkins, Leslie Diane Bass, Taylor Jane Prawl, Carson Danielle Prawl, Renee Allen Bass, Kaysen Blaze Bass. Now therefore be resolved by the legislature of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation that a resolution enrolling the above named person as members of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation who have, by virtue of their written request for enrollment, agreed to the obligations of such membership and consented to the authority and jurisdiction of the government of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation, and are now entitled to all the benefits and privileges of the citizenship in the Citizen Potawatomi Nation as described by law and tribal custom is hereby approved.
Are there any additions, deletions, corrections, or discussion?
Chairman,
Representative Barrett.
I'd like to recognize the lady that's on page 2, Barbara Faye Mantis, born in 1932. She's 80 years old. And also on page 5, Gloria Jean Skillings, born in 1926, would be 86 years old.
That's great.
And my great nephew is on there, my nephew's son. Hopkins, Scott Hopkins, and his daddy is Curtis Hopkins from Lawton.
Roy, is your Slavens on there? I think that's a big deal. I was born in 1932. You're not just now enrolling though, sir. He's probably family, I don't know.
Any other discussion? Chair would entertain a motion to approve the resolution as read. Motion made by, let the great aunt, Linda Capps, do the resolution, and the second by Jean Lambert, Representative Jean Lambert. Roll call, please.
Chairman Barrett,
Konigay.
Vice Chairman Capps,
Conaghy.
Secretary Treasurer Trousdale, Konigay, Representative Slavin, Representative Eva Marie Carney,
Conaghy.
Representative Whistler,
Conagay.
Representative Adame,
Konigay?
Representative Lambert,
Konigay.
Representative Payne,
Go back to Representative.
Representative Payne.
Lost his sound again.
I think we lost
Yeah.
Representative Johnson,
Conagay.
Representative Wesselhoff,
Konigay.
Representative Kraft, Representative Spindlecoffer,
Konigay.
Representative Bowden,
Conaghy.
Representative Barrett,
Konigay.
15 in favor, 1 absent.
15 in favor, 1 absent. Next, Resolution 1316 for the Appropriations Committee as a whole. Chair would entertain a motion to approve the, if you could read that into the record, please. This did get a due pass, 16 in favor, 0 opposed from the Appropriations Committee as a whole. If you could read the resolution into the record, please, Secretary Treasurer Trousdale.
Resolution 13-16-APP, a resolution approving the Citizen Potawatomi Nation budgets for fiscal year 2013. First three, whereas, the same as read in the previous resolution. The fourth, whereas, the legislature has been provided budget binders and or discs containing every program budget funded by the Department of Interior Bureau of Indian Affairs fiscal year 2013 annual funding agreement, including Department of Labor Public Law 102-477 and Department of Health and Human Services Child Care Funds, indirect costs, Department of Health and Human Services Indian Health Service fiscal year 2013 annual funding agreement, federal grants and contracts, and tribal programs. Whereas the legislature recognizes that budgets provided on the 2013 budget binder disc are intended as management and planning tools for each program and service provided by the Citizen Potawatomi Nation, and whereas the legislature accepts that budget line items may or may not change over the next 12 months to better fit the needs of the program or service, but that the total budgets will not be changed significantly. Now therefore be it resolved by the legislature of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation that a resolution accepting the budgets for fiscal year 2013 as presented is hereby approved. Now therefore be it further resolved that by act of this resolution and consistent with the separation of powers defined in the Constitution, an appropriation of $367,718,855 from the Department of Interior Bureau of Indian Affairs fiscal year 2013 annual funding agreement, including Department of Labor Public Law 102-477 and Department of Health and Human Services Child Care Funds, and direct costs Department of Health and Human Services Indian Health Service fiscal year 2013 annual funding agreement, federal grants and contracts, tribal programs and enterprise funds for the implementation, negotiation, operation, enforcement, procurement, settlement, and or completion of this contract, compact, regulation, or agreement by the tribal chairman or his designate is hereby authorized.
Are there additions, deletions, discussion? Chair will entertain a motion to Representative Eva Marie Carney.
I have one proposed correction, which is the, on the final page with the the resolution paragraph that says now therefore be it resolved. It uses the word that a resolution accepting the budget be approved. I think we would like that to read that a resolution approving the budget is approved. That's the caption on the resolution. Approval, not acceptance.
Is there further discussion? The resolution that will be amended to read, now therefore be it resolved by the legislature of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation that a resolution approving. Chair will entertain a motion to approve the resolution as amended. Motion made by Representative Bowden. Is there a second? Representative Kraft. Roll call, please.
Chairman Barrett,
Koenig.
Vice Chairman Capps,
Sonnegat.
Secretary Treasurer Trousdale, Koenig, Representative Slavin, Representative Eva Marie Carney, Representative Whistler,
Conagay.
Representative Adame,
Koenig,
Representative Lambert,
Koenig,
Representative Payne,
Conagay.
Representative Johnson.
Koenig.
I understood Representative Dave Carney voted
Yes, he voted in favor.
in favor in the earlier. Representative Wesselhoff, Representative Kraft, Representative Spindlecoffer, Representative Bowden,
Sonnegat.
Representative Barrett, 16 in favor, 0 opposed.
16 in favor, 0 opposed. It is approved. Is there any other business before the legislature? Chair would entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion made by Representative Schmidlkoffer. Is there a second by Representative David Barrett? Roll call, please.
Chairman Barrett,
Koenig.
Vice Chairman Capps,
Sonnegat.
Secretary Treasurer Trousdale, Koenig, Representative Slavin, Representative E. Marie Carney, Representative Whistler,
Conagay.
Representative Adame,
Koenig,
Representative Lambert,
Koenig,
Representative Payne,
Conagay.
Representative Johnson,
Koenig.
Representative Wesselhoff, Representative Kraft, Representative Spindlecoffer, Representative Bowden,
Sonnegat.
Representative Barrett, 15 in favor, 1 absent.
15 in favor, 1 absent. It is approved. We are adjourned. For all those folks, tribal members watching in, Bama P.